ado, I am going to introduce Jerry Venz. You probably know him. He is our substitute judge for tonight. He is very qualified and will do a great job, I think. Thank you, Andrew, for contacting him about doing that. And we hope that we will learn a lot tonight as we go through these architecture pictures. Yeah, you want to go ahead and we're going to turn out the lights. Okay. For architecture, structures, man-made objects such as buildings, bridges, lighthouses, etc. excludes vehicles. And this is the pictorial category, so any kind of editing or alterations are totally acceptable. No limits. And I don't know if you want to tell us anything about yourself, introduce yourself to people.
You guys know the bio that Kathy put up online. But beyond that, you've been doing architecture not as a money making thing, more of a art form for about 50 years. Long. Every time I say public, they just freak me out. But my background here is did do some work. My stepdad was an architect. So back in the mid-70s, he gave me a project to do all of his commissions that he had built in the San Jose Bay area. He wanted all on the ground, mostly exteriors. And he hired a helicopter, and I got to fly around these things in the helicopter, leading out photographing these from the air as well. That was my first aerial photography at the same time. So it was fun. He didn't do the artistic stuff, like some of the stuff you see out there and like Frank Gary's work or really artistic architects. He did money making stuff. He did the Vincent Plaza Halls, things like that. The break letter stuff that architects do. They weren't too exciting in general, so it kind of steered me away from architecture. So I've done most of architecture, probably like a lot of people, is on vacation to Europe, raising an architecture over there, because where you travel, you're just fantastic architecture. And we've had 9 cruises in the Caribbean and such, a lot of architecture too as well. And usually I gravitate towards the old stuff, like we like old stuff. Old doors, arches, classical things, not fun straight lines, because in photography in general, we don't care, we don't want straight lines in most cases. The purest architecture photographer, of course, is frantic against straight lines, and I think they all have to do with straight. Well, I don't necessarily agree with them, because there's 2 ways to photograph architecture. You can photograph it as it is, as it was designed to look, or you can interpret artistically. And that's what I interpreted, do something fun with it, and break the rules. We do that a lot in architecture. So I'll look at this as from those 2 points of view, and sometimes it's hard to tell if the person doing it is breaking the rules or bending the lines because they're doing it artistically, or they don't know how to correct it. So as a judge, we can't know that. And that's one thing I don't like about a lot of judges, they assume too much. I'm not going to assume because people see before we go from there.
Okay. So what we'll do is, like usual, just start with novice and go through them real quick, and then I'll come back to the first one and let you talk. So here's a quick run through. And there's our first picture.
Well, in this case, we've got we can strip lines. My father, black and white. I like how they leave them. Like I said, it's vertical, it's straight. So the lighting is a little flat, so I'm not really excited about the lighting. You know, you can take what you get from the units. But this is not this category, so we're brought to this. I like this idea. Came across something very unusual architecture. TV, of course, they're gonna sky going up over. It's a little noisy. And I like the TV thing, but all the power. So, it's also. I go back there, you know, shoot the breakfast. You can isolate them, do the things. You know, if you have access to move around. The angle is going because they're kind of cut off. I'm thinking that it's worse to be in a weird place. Very well done. And I love reflections on mirrored buildings. This is one of the things that we like to do. I like the reflections, especially they work a lot. So that is cool. This kind of thing, because we've got a grid going on, most architecture colors say, well, you gotta straighten those lines. And you can do this with software, there's some of this good light on that. So, like you, and it would help, that's something to learn about. Because when you can make that grid straight, well, that's not. Good, all the lighting, range, every times.
We're just trying to make it, it's people online are having trouble understanding you. So I'm gonna get this microphone closer to you, so hopefully.
Oh.
Yeah, but.
Yeah. Detail.
Windows, right?
Yeah, maybe this is my thing, right? Yeah, that's it on that. Good scene. And this is another nice thing. Architecture details are this. I do some the details first. When I get on the scene, when I'm walking around the building or whatever, the details first, and then it helps me decide how the program was. I just like the details. Whatever is something. Again, we don't have a straight line. We've got arc going through the image, and all the other arcs. Next one. Shooting down. The leading lines again, shooting down to, yeah, like the elevator shooting to the bus. And I like the, all the windows. It's a little, again, the situation here, for example, where flat line, it's almost like a cave. The line is. Oh, this is good. Wow, thing, all the elements of this is really cool. All working here with Christmas Day. Nice bit of scene. Okay. Two. We're both, again, we're both leaning in, because there's straight buildings and how much you can do. I would like to. You should work on. I mean, you could do it with a lens to some degree. You have to stay away from wide angle lenses if you want to avoid hitting your building, and often back up. Get things straight. Like this one. I like that perspective. I like the details. The lights, I like that, and especially with the lights on the building, when there's light bulb, and block. And the detail of it, everything. That's fine. Well, we go. Little straighter, great sunset in there. Nice meeting here. Very nice. Very nice. Excellent. This is one where there's a lot going on. It's like, I'm saying this almost every. I'd like to move in rather than building lights. And the city is the same thing. Sometimes you can't tell in architecture. Good looking buildings. Total range. I like, we got one around reflection everywhere. I would recommend people helping the isolating more and make some sort of interest. Whatever that thing is, Japanese for their food design. Building the lab, a little bit electric carving. Carving is an art in itself, and a lot of people are starting, I forget the bottom railing, like a fence line, run that out as well. Or you can remove it. So the ways to do is, of course. Excellent. Excellent. Where did it begin? This one, I like the is excellent. Down, down. It looks a little soft. And or soft endless. Great color, nice light. That's new. That's fun.
Okay, that's it. I'll put them in one view. Give us the first, second, third, and all that.
Well, it's hard. It's like fun. And look. So, the third one, top row, third one, left. And leaning towards that one first.
You want all that first right now? Or?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna
Go
leave.
ahead, think about it.
Yeah, for me, I think I might just pick all three and decide what's I got in person. Is that okay? Right. Second row down, first one. It's interesting seeing them back off like this too, and start second guessing. Because they don't see all the details. Like, just an example, like thinking here, second one on the top row, and left, it does really well at this distance, so I'm not seeing all the little things I saw before. So we, it's like, shows the potential in there. And they've got so many things I can't ignore. There's so much, so I'm gonna go for the second one on the bottom.
This one here?
Yeah. I guess I could honorable mentions too, Yep. Okay, cool. Just put the T pieces on honorable mention. In the backwards.
So,
Therefore, in here.
so let me call that one, that's,
Secondary.
well,
I want to see, you put 3 or 4 other ones?
that's TPs in the Modern World
Yeah.
by Dave Aubin, HM.
Cool. But I didn't name first, second, third.
Correct.
Change. Can you put 3 up? Was that Jordan do?
I'm gonna do,
Just put 3 other ones, this 3. If not, okay, we'll have to, I'm just trying to, I don't know how you guys normally with this, but I can do it. So, first place, the black and white reflection one, what was,
this here?
yeah.
That one is, that's an easy one, Windows by, Mauricio, first place.
First one on the bottom. Maybe the second one.
You wanna make this the second one?
Yes.
Yeah, and that one is, Convergence by Sandy Aubin, second place. And obviously listen to third.
Yep.
Okay. And that is Reflection, by Sandy Aubin, third place. Overachiever.
Who's online? Yes.
Okay.
Any more HMs or you gonna move on? And then we're grouping, the next would be amateur and advanced. There's only, so few, so we put them all in advanced. So here's a quick run through.
These are.
Amateur.
First image.
Well, I appreciate the artistic effect here. So I like that, and I like the patterns, I like, I'm the colors were cool. It's a pattern here. You have a barrel distortion going on, which is the best of straighten out, and you have this research. And it also looks, I don't see if that calls me this meeting, which is not very sure. So it's not a mistake. Next one. This is not my kids actually. Not the one. First one. Here we just saw. And we have some of the hardscape and interesting. With all the lights on the other side. That the, not much fun in this kind of. This is the this. Next one. This is kind of a gutsy conversation. Gonna shoot up, okay, let's do it, let's do it. This kind of thing is, everything is like, it's built. Makes sense, okay, and I do little flirs on this work. So I like that. And I like, in this case, I like this line being arc. Arc at the building, tower going up. And like I say, I like the tempo, I bring our blocks a little blacker, and just kind of make them look like you're all unrelated. But this is the road that gets them in. You kind of, it makes me want to look, so you see back on it, so what does the thing like? This is cool. Next one. Just a Google Maps. Now, some people would object to the foreground change, but that's part of that environment. And some of the colors will be mimic that impact. Probably meant this, probably. So I kind of look at it. And you cut it all out, just because it's not quite as interesting, it makes it more, gamer architectural building shop. I'm looking at that. Part of it. A little close, a little tight. Sky, also losing that spire. This guy, but in general. Okay. We have some pretty good lines here. This green line. There's a nice line this on right there. I'm leading to. Try to actually use the word I thought the adjective was horrible there. I love the topiary. Like that, because that can lead into. All I like to put is to bring that less steroid in. And have a full lead in. Why does not where you want to go? It's square. It's nice, good representation of it. Interesting, really. Almost like a wall. Really much fun. I love the grounds around this and capture that. So we have that foreground material, the nature. I like the contrast between the greenery and trees and nature and the leading line. It gets this very stark sort of blue. It's going on. It's fun. Yeah, it's it. Well, this was very helpful, but I heard one of the far right image of them. The first place.
You saw that, that's called, Legislative Assembly, Suzanne Leroy, first place.
Okay. Second place, third one from the right, in black and white. This one here.
In the left,
Yeah,
this one here,
yes.
okay, that is, LPA Architecture Contest 1. Second place, Luke. Yeah, Vanessa. Luke. Second place.
Second image here, the right, the third place.
So here,
Yeah.
Okay, and that is, where should I pick that one? Terra San Rafael Archangel. Third place. Who's down the Lord?
And as Arnold mentioned, what the building there in the middle.
Okay, that is, Pink Lady Mansion, yeah, HM, Suzanne Lord.
Get a truck. Just 103.
Where was that legislative building? Where was that?
Costa Rica, it's their Congress.
Oh, really?
Building for-
That's really cool. It's
Yeah.
a really beautiful setting, everything about them. Did a good job of it.
Very weird looking building.
Yeah.
in the middle of Costa Rica.
Yeah, it's
San
like it's
Jose.
landed there. Isn't it?
Yeah. They wanted something modern.
Yeah, they got it.
I thought it was a prison when you first did.
Any more or moving on?
Yeah, we're going.
Next is Master One. Let's do them real quick. First one.
Okay. I love what you're seeing here. This is a terrific subject. The lead in with this water feature was marvelous. Again, with this foreground, there's so much going on. The biggest problem with this level, you put this many buildings, you know, vertical, you put this many buildings right at the edge of the frame on both sides, it just screams that those lines should be straight. Just, so this, even though I'm not a stickler for that in general, when you frame it like this, you put your buildings right there on each side. Hurts it a lot. It's a tough subject. We had a tilt shift lens to correct this. We have to Photoshop the library. It can be done. There's some really good programs. It's not even a program, it's a feature. It's a little simple little feature. I really love these buttons. I mean, this props for seeing it and framing it up. Well handled, another reflection of water. There are several images built into this. Framed somewhere. That's your decision to show us what you're showing us, but it does something because it's noticeably not straight against the rock, just so it's next one. Now, in this situation, the lines are working for you because they're turning the diagonals. On the right hand side, the center piece is straight. You have a little bit off on the left. That can be correct. I like this view, just look at this view of this older building here. Coming out of this, we have the surrounding. Also like I like the contrast of the texture of the building, modern building. And it works better, works really good as it works on, so black and green. This one. Okay, shooting down the hallway with pillars, now you're broken. You've got these lines nice and straight. Not exactly perfect, but this is nice. I like the lead in, foreground material. Measure's good. I'm sure. Very good. Excellent. Good basic backdrop portrait of the building. Looking straight. Good strategy, exposure, and texture. Sure. Excellent. Propose to raise those up ones. This is looking good. You're on your frame, the left edge, kind of pretty nice and straight, the left edge, and those over there. And the nice, good. Got a nice curve going into this. That lead in. Colors good, shine. Excellent. Oh, there we go. No colors to speak of. Which is the only way I can get this kind of architecture, because it's fun stuff. That curves, everything. And I like when, because we have the, kind of mimics almost the sky, because the building is cloud-like, this concept, and it's confronted, and they're working together. It's pretty cool. Painting is mixing. Everything's parking, everything, so it's really good. Nice to have. Excellent. Some reflections here. Interesting buildings. This odd. This is the left side of the area. Nothing too crazy here. Got a little lead-in line with this little hanging gardens here. It's gonna be nice to lead into. Yeah, it's and then the right line. The edge of the building is leading in, and that stand big correctly. It's got everything else on the reflection. Excellent. Different kind of architecture. It's a good city. I wouldn't have necessarily thought of this as an architectural subject. Make it, it's handmade. Handmade structure. I like that you included the foreground dish, and then 4 dishes in the background. So that's a really nice, adds depth to the image. Very nice. That's very not, very nice to much of it. It's sick, or Michael, go ahead. Okay, vision. Lot going on in this. And the boom down street, one side, one side of the brain. And this is the here's a little. And little curves and arches. The arches are the more beautiful thing to do with them. I love this like this. This is a nice one, nice interior technique. Excellent. Okay, buildings falling away from us, of course, but we're shooting it back. I like the forms and pillars of the floors. And we're on the side of the rest of the portion of the bottom. Correction. Tilt. All is it. Exposure here. Also.
It is not cut off. Suppose.
Oh, really? Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Let's start back on. I thought we see the whole thing. I assume that. My apologies to the. Next one. Nice bit of scene here. A lot of reflections, I love my reflections of almost anything. So detail the frames, that's something on that. And those are definitely not straight the water, just okay. Whatever else we can do. It's interesting, this getting an optical illusion, this is a small line. And I was trying. It's trying. Excellent. Nice, seeing here on the scrub. Because you're not having to worry too much about the lines and it's such a curvy bubble and smoothing through. And, nice, nice, nice scene. I like the reflections and the windows, really interesting, really details. You saw that. That's half the night right there. Six very nice. Excellent. Tremendous detail throughout this and characters and shape. Lead in with prompts and foreground material. It's a very complex capture. Nice one. Excellent. Like a nice. This one, because of the curve, it's radical curve we got on this design, do the design, and wrapping around this pillar, when it to the middle, it all comes together. It works together. I would call this an artistic interpretation of a structure. Works really great. This had to be very good. So that I'm excellent. Good basic image, the back off, which is what you have to do was it was type something we don't horribly, so you can back on and correct, get your line straight. Those are excellent. Review. Or a lot of good stuff. Bottom row, second from the night. First one.
See here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that it is. Spiral to stained glass dome. Stop chapel third first place.
directly above it. Second
Is Strawn, Brad Lawson, second place. Ooh.
first one, second one.
Here.
Yeah.
That is, Wells Cathedral Naves, Scott Shackelford, third place.
Honorable mention will do Saint Road, working one over.
This one here.
Yeah.
Is Getty, Fred Lawson, HM.
You can do more than one in chat if you want. Yeah.
Top of the list, second on the list.
Here. That is, Malone Cutter, Germany, Thomas Van Regenhoven, HM.
Third one over.
Here. That is Legoland, Taj Mahal, Carol. Am I doing this one?
I thought there was something to say about that one. Because
Carol,
is it,
Sorry, everyone. Yeah, I'm reading back.
Are they still seeing, my screen?
Oh, man, sure.
Sean, can you see us?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I can see Jerry, over the side, I don't see any pictures right now. Okay, hopefully, Tom, you can see the screen now? Yeah, now it's good. Okay, good. All right. Now we're gonna go on to, Master Two, our last class. Good run through. First image.
Okay. Heck of silly. And the lighting is very, is nice enough to pick out the great detail in this scene. And that's like, the early, they're tilted up. And kind of texture details in the pillars make the tilt up, that adaptation pay off so great. Detail lighting. It's nice and close to very powerful. Excellent. Nice and underway. I like how you're looking from the darker room into a lighter room. Frame of a gorgeous arch. Ceiling details excellent as well. Well handled black and white. Excellent. Another big one there. Nice little ceiling. Nice time to projectors excellent. Nice clock. Nicely here. Our lines are still great. On each side. Take a look at them. So it's a real nice subject, nicely handled in every way. And I'm bothered by the pattern woods. Where's the texture? It's everywhere, just on the end. This is kind of helpful. But it's excellent capture. Well handled exposure, mature. Nice movements. Top positions excellent. Some people cluster there, trees and lighting, beautiful, skies, getting straight diagonal clouds coming in. Lead into the bars. Very powerful good decision. Excellent. So when you talk about this structure in the frame, the top of the structure in the frame. Just curious, if we cut it off at the top. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, on my
Was, anyway, I can't see the whole thing. Yeah. What?
Because I would expect that to be in here.
Yeah, you can see.
Oh, interesting. It will flop on our projector.
Where, one thing that, there's a zoom.
Okay. Just,
There,
I know that here. I wouldn't think I'd talk about
there's a
it.
my way that you can't see.
Okay. That's all I mean. I mean, that's why it's, this is kind of a good object lesson. Because it was too close to begin with. And one of the things you need to do in architecture photography is, if you're gonna even think about straightening your lines and bring the building up right, you have to back off. You can't prop in tightly, you have to shoot looser than normal. Because as far as I know, all the programs I've seen that will correct this automatically crop in. So you have to start looser. When you frame it, you can give yourself some room to move with this. You're already cutting off the building on the right. So you have to move. Apart from that, this is kind of object lesson, if you're going to correct, you so back on. It's a little looser all around the building, no problem. If the lighting is excellent time of day, and it's great texture, it's sharp. We always wish there were people there, but this one's awesome. Okay, good. Nice courtyard. Light bulb. Lead in the bottom left corner, diagonal light. Bars of light, texture, and the tiles. It's really nice. Leading into the subjects on the right, like the arch, and a straight line on that pillar that's straight. And then the arch going on the frame. It's nice for him. Excellent. Classic architecture, those flying buyers, who's the left is going to spend. Excellent detail. Crisp. Technology string. Cutting off the top of that building again. Also is there. And the next one. That's the composition. And I like that. A lot of people would walk away with this and then not do it. So that props to the guy who doing it, stopping the movements. I like details on the bridges are cool. And that's crossed over the people up to so I love this and this real too. Well, I did work in some old one. Trees aren't straight than supposed to be. Good texture and detail in bark. On the deeper. Excellent. Another guess. I'm caught. Shooting in puddles. This is fun. I like it. Very good. And I'm not even gonna care about anything things. It's a reflection of light. It's really like the building, like out of focus details on the edges around it. Frames are really nice little. Sky is weird clouds and things in there, very nice. Yeah. Something different. Interpretation in this. On classical versions. This trail of the lips and makes it it's very nice to look about it. Love the texture and details, like other details of architecture. I think this is been. When I went to Rome, did the Colosseum, the first thing they did is carve in all of the various substructures, the sub-compositions. We're doing them. Well done. Yeah, it's fun. So. The interchangeable going here. And the head is hurting now. Oh. Bottom row, sorry, bottom row, second row, first place.
That one in? First place?
Bottom revisions.
That's the first place?
Yes.
That one is. Fire reflections, Kathy Newman, first place.
Good to see you. That's what it's about. Count out to traditionalism, excellent. Top row, first one, and then second place.
So there.
Yeah.
That is. Edinburgh Cathedral, Christian Wilkins, second place.
Top row, top row, fourth from the right, fourth from the right. The lighthouse, third place.
Okay. Marblehead Lighthouse. In April, Christine Wilkins, third place.
Mention the second one in the left on top of
That's Union Station Arch. Kathy Newman, HM.
on top row. Second from the right.
There.
Yeah.
That is Arch Shadows. Kathy Newman, HM.
How many are mentions of it? Two?
Two.
First one, the second row. This one, yeah.
Yeah, that one is Colorado Street. Great Sunset, Andy Lewis, HM.
Okay. Congratulations. It's fun. Hey, my John Murray.
Yeah. Jerry. Oh.
Want to say anything in general about architectural design? Anything more?
Oh, you know, I think a lot of photographers, especially traveling, say before, we follow architecture at least once a year. It's like everywhere I got, you saw it out. Palatine Hill, there's so much to do. Extract services.
They let him out by gunpoint.
Yeah, that was a Palatine Hill, well, it closed. We were out, and I was the last one out. Taking the others, the light was perfect. Usually they change out these great areas when the light's not right yet. So it's terrible. So they chased me out. But then there's the summer houses. Which have their own inherent complexities, like boating. I mean, I like European grand architecture, and then there's boating, places like that. They're an old ghost town. For the same reason I do cemeteries a lot. The older the better. There's structures like that all around us. So it's good to learn some of the basics of architecture so that if you do want to compete with it, then you'll know how to prepare it. Part of that preparation, as I mentioned too, is lens choice. Unless you're intending to go into architectural environment to be totally interpreted and bring the rules, don't bring a fish on it. I always do. I bring a fish on everywhere I go. And I just sort the hell out of building fish on it. Too many times you see the purest photographers doing it perfectly, everything straight. But then to me, they come to the record shops going, they want like interpret the scene and kind of make it like look, is that a vision done? And usually the vision before you get there. So I've always got the fish eye on me. If you're trying to be, just with interiors, more correct, then you're gonna go not quite as wide. And I found that a lot, looking through my archives, quite a few of my images, on interior details and such, were usually 28 millimeters to 85 millimeters. 24 was a little too wide often for interiors, it warped too much. But I have 24, and I have a 5, of course. Okay, so 28 seems like a really good range of architecture. And then you back up a little bit on the detail. I might go to 50 to 80, area 85. So, and that's a key too. Well, it's a side benefit, back up from the subject to get a little more room around as well, less of distortion. The side benefit is you gain depth of field without changing your estimate. You can double your depth of field. Back. Depth of field in improving architecture. Usually want to be at least F8 and F11. Get the structure, you don't want your structure going slow. It has to depth to it. So this is some of the basics that doesn't use. But I didn't do too much representational architecture, except for my stepdad. You have a client, then it's different. You have a client. Just for yourself, good while, these different lenses and works thing. I like to do.
So help you figure out where to place people, start looking at how artistically you can manipulate a building or whatever, because there's not much stuff you can use with people.
Oh, yeah.
Figuring out where you place people, and how it fits artistically for the people as well as the building.
Well, that's the wedding photographer speaking. We were, because you know, and again,
that wedding.
you're doing weddings, you have to know how to do architecture. Part of the job. And only you're putting people in as well. So that's a whole other thing. So that's why wedding photographers are pretty good photographers in general, because they have to photograph everything. And know how to photograph everything. From action photography to.
In a moment.
Yeah, and you only have few minutes to do it. So it's a real luxury when you go out the boat, you got the boat or something. So just lull around for an hour and do what you want to do. So those are some of the basics that I've learned over the years.
You have questions for him?
I did, but. I was just saying, do you ever use the tilt shift lens? That's what I was mad.
No, I have not, because I did not get an architectural photography as a business. I went another direction. And we had to get the tilt shift.
Huh.
Definitely.
But it's the advantage of that, you're not having to crop so much,
Yeah.
you're solving that space.
Exactly.
in the camera.
Exactly. You can Get it.
So is
done.
that, why is that not a thing now? Like nobody has them like that.
Oh, they're still made, they're still available.
Is a lens maybe like, is that a tilt shift?
No,
Cause you can,
it's made for it.
yeah.
It's made the opposite. But well, now we have the software. We've got the software. and It's excellent. It's
Yes.
pretty easy to use. You've got,
Seems to me like though, when I take a wide angle lens, it gets all distorted. When you try and fix it in Photoshop, you're having the image that you end up with, you're having to crop a lot because you've lost a lot of the image. So it's like, well, why did I bother with that? So.
yeah, that's why I
That's why I was wondering, in that situation, tilt shift solve the problem.
yeah, true, yeah. Although the problem with the tilt shift lenses is that are made for our stupid 35mm format, they don't do enough. Well, that's the province of the view camera, and that's a whole other thing. 4x5 view camera, 8x10 view camera, like the old classics photography did. You can take care of everything.
Why do you find a rep?
Have to bring
Yeah.
back tilt shift, bring it back tilt shift.
It's mechanically difficult to do with a rigid weight shifts, where they can only shift so much. The view camera's got big tilts and shifts.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a lost part. It's all good software. And software just gonna get better.
4x5, the front, you could spend 10-15 minutes moving everything and trying to correct everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Uh,
One shot at a time. That's what it, take your time. So, yeah. So that's why I say you need to back off. Gives you some room around the subject. You need that room around the subject so you can kind of use effects that case. So for my case, most of the time, I'm not trying to do that. I'm going the other way. I'm having some art of my own. So I'm working with things and distorting them. So I like the fisheye lens so much. A lot of fun. It's a lot, it's cheaper than tilt shift.
Anyone else?
There's some good stuff in it, but that's great.
Thanks for helping.
Yes,
You're
thank you
welcome.
so much.
It's fun.
Okay, so don't forget about our field trip on Saturday. We're meeting down there at 6:30, so check Google Maps. It's a Saturday, so there should be a huge amount of traffic. What?
I was noticing something when I was looking at that feed itself. It's something about, we have a fourth Saturday group meeting out there or something,
Do they?
and it happens to be the fourth Saturday.
Oh, well, there may be a lot of people.
And that adds to the crowd or not.
I don't,
There were a bunch of photographers out there on.
we're going to be early, so maybe we'll miss those better guys, they asked to get out to the group, dark 30. I was thinking that we probably would try and find some place to eat after. Yeah, I have to be back here by 1 or before, because I have a judge anything. But, yeah. We'll find a place to eat afterward and take pictures.
10:30, the light is back.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm figuring by then the mist will be gone, if there was mist. The birds will be in the light.
Yeah.
So,
Some should be close to 6 8.
yes, the sunrise is right at 7. I checked.
Cause
Huh?
I looked for LA and it said, well, there was rain, it was at 6:40 in December. Why, it's 5:45.
Well, I looked for the specific day and it's like 6:58 or something. So we're getting there at 6:30. It'll be twilight or whatever morning light is. Blue hour,
Yeah, scary.
and we can get our stuff and set up. By the time the sun comes. Okay, so don't forget to come next week, learn about textures and how to make your pictures a little artsy. It's always fun to do that. It just adds extra. And you can do it with anything, portraits, landscapes, birds, flowers, pretty much anything. And just adds a little something, something. And then next month, field trip. Start planning now. I will get it on the website in the next day or two. And then you can sign up. And with that, I will bid you all adieu.